Good afternoon. I'm Shannon Rutherford, the town planner. I do roll call for the Farmington Historic District Commission and then turn the meeting over to our chair. I've got Jim Calciano,
Here.
Sally Hatzenbuehler,
I'm here.
Evan Honeyman,
Here.
Michelle Phelan,
Here.
John Renahan,
Here.
Ted Sanford.
Here.
And I'll note for the record, we were previously informed by Jay Bombara and Liz Gemsky that they will not be in attendance today. So, Mr. Chair, you will need to make an appointment for Mr. Bombara.
Yep. Thank you very much, Shannon. I'll appoint Mr. Sanford to in Mr. Bombara's place. And good evening, everybody. I'll now call to order this virtual meeting of the Town of Farmington Historic District Commission for Tuesday, April 19th, 2022 at 5:02 p.m. And if we could please pull up the legal notice. Thank you very much. Mr. Secretary, could you please read this for us?
Yes, Robert J. Mandel, application for temporary certificate of appropriateness to replace windows and I assume one French door at 93 Main Street.
Okay, thank you very much. And so we'll jump right into our first agenda item here, which Mr. Mandel is here on behalf of 93 Main Street. If you could please just once again state your name and the address you're representing for the record, and then please proceed with your presentation.
Yes, so my name is Robert Mandel, representing 93 Main Street in Farmington. I don't have much of a presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Oh, sorry. I don't have much of a presentation other than to describe the materials we submitted, which are a list of all of the windows we intend to replace with locations on pictures, and the specifications of the Marvin replacement windows. There's one French door that was previously a window that we want to convert back to a window and remove the what I would consider unsightly porch or little porch and pressure treated steps that go up to that door on the side of the house, which we've included a picture of a previous picture of the house where that was, yes, so that third window back is now a door, and we would like to convert it, yeah, right there, convert it back to a window. And these areas just identify all the windows that are going to be replaced. And to be clear, we're not replacing the semicircular windows, obviously with the leaded glass. And we are not currently replacing the two sets of French doors in the back of the house or the windows that are on the side where the kitchen is. There's 4 windows there, I think. Or this big
Bay window.
bay window, yeah.
Okay. I think we just have one more page. Okay. Yeah, everyone's tilting to the side.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. And we'll open it up to questions and comments from the commissioners and see where we head from there. And let's start first with Mr. Calciano.
So we don't have any samples of what this is going to look like, first of all, other than the pictures.
Correct.
Okay. I do have one question. There's a door with an X on it. Is that getting replaced?
No, the X's are not being replaced. So
They're not. Okay. So all the windows that are being replaced are, can we show the side of the house that where they're being replaced?
yeah, so it will be these 5 front windows.
Okay.
And then if we keep going, it'll be, that's the same 5 front windows, sorry. And then on this side of the house, all of the windows with the little labels by them, the ones that aren't being replaced are the ones in the kitchen. So, yep, those right there.
The ones with the X's
Correct, are not
Yes.
being replaced. Yes.
not being replaced. Okay,
Not
Okay.
at this time.
right. So most of those windows, I think, are all double hung, correct?
Yes, they are. We're replacing with exactly the same kind of windows that are there. So cottage style double hung where they're cottage style double hung. There are some casement windows and those are being replaced with casement windows. That's really on the other side of the house. Not here. Oh, yep. So these on the side to
Behind
the
the
left,
tree.
yeah, to the left of the tree, there's a separate photo of that. So that, yeah, sorry.
Yes.
So those windows there, actually a little bit to the left of where the marker is, you'll see there's like 6 windows.
Okay,
Yeah, right there. Those are all casement windows. So
All
those
right.
will be replaced with casement windows.
that's not the bow window, is it?
No, the bow window is from
At
this
the
picture
end
to the
of
right. Yeah.
Okay. It's a big house, a lot of windows.
Yes.
Yes.
The lucky you.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
thought I had a lot of windows. So on the windows now, what they're wood windows, I assume?
They are wood, aluminum clad on the outside, wood on the inside.
Okay. And the next question is, are they what? There's no such thing anymore as true divided light, but the mullions that you have, they're on the outside, so you can see them and touch them and feel them.
Yes,
Mhm.
they're true. Well, they're simulated divided lights, so mullions on both sides with that insert in
Spacer.
between that makes it look like they're connected.
Solid.
Yeah,
Exactly. That there's like usually an aluminum color, so when you look at it, it looks like an individual pane.
exactly.
Right.
Right. Could you go back to the Shannon, the description from the installer? There was something in yellow that I had a question on. It was right at the beginning. I think it was part of the application up further, I think. Yeah, right there. Could you blow that up so I could read it? Because I can't do that. All right. It says includes removal of existing exterior stops and sashes, prepping of the opening for insert units, installation of insert units per Marvin specs, application of exterior expanders. Well, what are the exterior expanders? Are we talking the extension jams to allow for the depth, because the old stuff is usually wider than the new stuff?
So
So-
my understanding of the expanders is at the very edge of the window. You wouldn't be
Can't
able
see
to
your
tell, oh, you wouldn't be able to tell this, but at the very edge, if there's any space between the opening and the window, it would be filled with a spacer that's made out of that same aluminum material. So it looks basically like a solid frame.
Okay, well, what aluminum material? I guess that's the next question. What's that?
The same as the aluminum that's on the
Exterior
yeah,
of the windows.
Okay. So we have, Ted, I'm sure you'll be able to,
Yeah, and I'm
come up-
probably not the expert to explain this, but I mean,
Right.
it is just to fill in a tiny
Yes.
little gap, obviously with insulation behind it, so there's not any kind of air penetration or anything like that.
all right. I think, I think I know, it's very similar to the Lincoln and other windows that we've approved before. We're always concerned about closing in that opening. We like what's there. We don't want to
Yes.
shrink the moldings, shrink the space on the left or right, nor the top and the bottom. Now, on the window sills, they must be clad also, because it's a whole unit.
Correct.
Okay.
Uh, I think, yeah, so you're gonna know better than me. I thought they were maintaining the original sills. Like, I don't think they're replacing the sills.
Oh, you think the sills are staying the same?
Yes, as is the exterior trim and
Yeah.
the interior trim. So, as replacement windows, they do lose probably 1/4 of an inch on each side in terms of the
Yep.
amount of window. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I saw something about that bow window. What's happening with that? Nothing?
We're not doing
Nothing at
anything
this
with the bow
time.
window. Yeah.
Okay. I think I've
They said
covered
make us a
my
new one
concerns.
for about $50,000, and we thought we would just reglaze the one we have.
Sure. Oh, yes. Smart decision. I think that's all, Mr. Chairman.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Hatzenbuehler.
I just want to be clear that, so when you're replacing these windows, that you're consistent with the same materials that the current windows have. We're talking apples and apples in terms of the same kinds of materials and things like that.
Well, I think some of the current windows are probably aluminum clad. Some of them are older wood windows. So I think that we're not going to match every material the same way, but all these windows will be the same material. And I think from appearance perspective, will all look like they're wood,
Right.
painted wood.
Okay.
windows.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, Ms. Phelan.
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Sanford.
Yeah, I'll answer some of Jim's questions. These are really similar to the Lincoln windows that we've approved before. They're a wood window, aluminum clad with the SDL on the inside and the outside. Very much on a par with the Lincolns. The frame expander they talk about, Shannon, if you scroll down, there's a picture of it. It's a ways. Oh, back up. Right there. So what that does is it can get adjusted in width to what's needed, and it snaps on the front of the frame and kind of fills in any gaps on the side, because this is an insert window. So they take the sash out of the existing frames and slide these inserts in, and then these expanders fill any holes that are there. And you lose a little bit of glass size, but not much, because the new sash are a lot narrower than the original sash were. So it's really kind of hard to tell the difference. So I think these are a good choice. I like that you're going with the 5/8 SDL bars, because that's consistent with what the original windows were. Couple of questions. It says they're replacing the existing trim with PVC. Is the existing trim flat casing? I couldn't tell from the pictures.
Yes. I think there's very little trim that needs to be replaced, but in where they're putting the window in place of the door, I'm assuming that's what they're talking about. And yes, it will match the existing trim.
Okay, all right. And you say you're replacing a French door, but the door in the quote that's included is a sliding door, which
Oh,
technically isn't a French
yeah.
door.
No,
So
so,
is
we
the-
are in the back of the house, there's a double French door with one side opening. If you go to the picture, apologize for this. Yeah,
That
right
one,
there.
right there.
So
That-
on the right-hand side, with the little square
In the-
farther over to the right. Yep, a
Yeah,
little farther over. That
Yeah,
door
that-
right
that
there
door.
is currently a double French that we're going to convert to a sliding door. Should look
Okay.
exactly the same from the outside.
And that's on the
Backside.
Backside of the house.
east side of the house, the back side that you really can't see from the road
Right.
anyway, right?
Right.
Right.
All right,
Depends on how slowly you drive by.
yeah. I walk by there all the time, and I honestly have never noticed the door back there, so.
Yeah.
Um,
The French door is the one that is being replaced with the window that's on the side of the house that used to have a window, now has a French door, has that sort of
Ugly
ugly stair.
porch,
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
not a porch, it's a,
it's landing,
yeah,
pressure treated landing. Yeah, not,
that side.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's the,
Is it over here?
Yeah,
it's-
it's in front of the tree. I guess there isn't a photo of that.
well, there must be a photo.
I know which
Okay.
one you mean. I,
It's,
Yes, so there it is. It's
yeah,
to the left of that
tree.
tree.
Yes, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it has a, a wrought iron railing, not wrought iron, but has a
Fake wrought iron.
wrought iron railing, and
and-
it's pressure treated wood, steps and landing.
okay.
In front of a basement, window.
All right, that's the only questions I had.
Thank you very much, Mr. Renahan.
Yeah, no, your responses have been super helpful. I just wanted to just clarify on where it says A16 there and in that side porch, just to understand that you're replacing that, you're getting rid of it. What's going on there?
Yeah, so that's going to become a window. So
That looks exactly like the window to the right of it. It will look it's in the same room
Yeah.
as that window to the right, and it will look exactly like that window.
and in fact, they're building it out and using a replacement window in there. So it will be exactly the same as the replacement window that's next to it.
Got it. So it's again taking away that entranceway and making it a window and just historically, and that's maybe why you showed the older picture, but was that a window before?
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. Okay. That's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments from the commissioners? All right, hearing none. If anybody from the public is on and would like to be heard on this application, please raise your Zoom hand and Shannon will unmute you.
Okay, again, anyone, if you've called in to make a comment on this application, please raise your hands. No, Mr. Chair, there are no hands raised.
Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion on this application?
Yeah, I'll move that we approve or provide a certificate of appropriateness for the window replacements per the application.
Thank you very much. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll
Second.
second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye and raise your hand. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say aye. Hearing none, any abstentions? Hearing none. All right, the motion passes. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can we ask a couple of other different questions while we're here? Informal consultation?
Sure. Sure, go ahead. No problem.
So a couple of other things. Do you want to?
No, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. So about 3 sections of our fence have recently fallen down. So we are going to likely replace the fence. And I'm assuming that we need to come through and provide, it's going to be a wood cedar fence, might not be the exact style that's there today. Does that go through the whole committee process?
So it's interesting you said that because Ms. Phelan had mentioned that to me last week. And Shannon, if there is an existing fence there, do they have to have a public hearing to put up another fence?
If it's maintenance and it's a like for like replacement, exactly, same location, same style, same height, then I think we've had it reviewed by the chair, similar to roof and roof shingles. If it's basically a like for like replacement, then no. But if there are going to be changes in height, material, location, then yes.
Okay. So yeah, so I don't mean to get too picky, but so will the same material, same height, same location, it likely will be a different style.
Similar,
Similar, but
In
not
that-
the exact style.
not the exact one, less rustic.
So if you submit it to Shannon, to the town, and then they do their review, and then if they feel that it's similar enough
Okay.
that I can take a look, and if we need to open it up to even getting some commentary from the commission before a hearing to see if it's necessary, we can do that. If we can help, expedite it without having to have a hearing, we'll do that. But we'll have to see what you submit if,
No, that's totally
Okay.
fine. We get that. And then I think,
The landscaping.
yeah, and then do we need permission? We want to re-landscape the front of the house, which means taking out some older yews.
Nope, that's on you. That's good.
Okay,
Lan-
I
lands-
like that.
yeah.
Okay.
okay.
And then there's a asphalt walkway that's in the front that we want to
Oh,
replace
it's
with
connected
brick.
to the sidewalk.
Yeah, it goes from the sidewalk to our front porch. Do we need to come and how would we present that, or how does that? I'm assuming that requires approval.
Same as the fence, if it's like for like, material, size, location, width. If it's the same, then send us a photo, say it's gonna be a like for like or an aerial. I'll review it with the chair. But if there's gonna be any deviations in
Well, yeah, just
color,
an asphalt.
material width,
Yeah.
yep, then if there's any deviations, then it opens it up to
Okay.
review with the commission.
Okay, got it. Great. Well,
Hey,
thank you.
and then maybe just for awareness, though, there is a plan to replace the sidewalks on Main Street, so you just may want to take that into consideration as
Oh.
you
Right,
make your
right.
plan.
We're aware of that. I don't know exactly when they're going to start that. It would be nice if everything got dug up at the same time. So,
Yeah, we'll try and coordinate.
yeah, we'll try and coordinate that. And so I guess if we're going to do it, replace it with brick, we'll try to submit that sooner rather than later.
Yeah, so one final question, apologies. If you could go on the pictures to there's another door. Yeah. Yeah, this door
That one.
right here. Oop.
Yep,
So that door right there, that's not the front door. That's a door that's back at the junction of the L part of the house and the main original part of the house. I don't know if it qualifies as being visible from a street or not. We would ultimately like to replace that with a French door. We didn't submit it at this point because we're not 100% sure yet, but I just wondered, would that be considered in public view? We need to get a permission, or what do you have a perspective on that?
Can you see it coming down Carrington Lane? I think you get a glimpse of it, don't you?
well, there's a pretty big shrub that's right next to it. that I-
Typically shrubs don't count.
Yeah.
They can disappear.
Can you see it from Carrington? I'll have to go look, and you might be able to see it from Carrington. We have a fence there, so I don't think it's easily visible, but certainly through not through the driveway, wrong direction. Yeah, so I'm not sure you can actually see it. But I guess we can walk around. I just wasn't sure, like, if it's just a glimpse or how much, because I think that most of our house, you can probably get a glimpse of from some street. So it's, right at that little, thank you for bringing this
At
up.
that angle,
Yeah,
right there.
right there.
Exactly,
Is it on the south face or on the?
Oh, that-
where
west?
the arrow is.
Yeah, where you are right now on that.
Okay.
To me, either one would be visible, to me.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
All
We're
right.
happy to come back. Okay, well, thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank
too.
you.
Thanks.
You too.
Bye now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, that concludes our public hearing for the evening, and Shannon has 2 items she would like to discuss, so I'll turn it over to her.
Yes, just a follow-up from the last meeting, the letters to the 3 properties that have multi-tenants went out last week. Thank you, Sandy, for getting those done for us. So they're the 3 up along Farmington Avenue that have multi-tenants. So they were just reminder letters to the property owners to let their tenants know that as a reminder that there's a process with the historic district that they need to go through if they're going to make any exterior changes. Additionally, I did speak with Patrick Downen regarding Hartford Baking Company and the woman that had the application for the sign So I'd had a separate conversation with him regarding that. I have followed up with Hartford Baking Company. I have not received a response. So I will try once more. Patrick is CC'd on those emails to the owner of Hartford Baking Company. If we don't get anywhere, we'll have to discuss next steps, but I'd like to try one or two more times before the next meeting in May, and then we can discuss what to do next.
Okay.
I
thank you.
noticed that the Hartford Baking Company installed their window yesterday, and that looks really nice. I also noticed this morning they had painted the door that was in there. So it would appear they have no intentions of changing it.
Well, the door has been painted black for a number of weeks now.
It's not
That's
black
fine.
anymore. It's not black anymore.
It's not
Really?
black.
No,
What color is it?
Red.
it's kind of an orangey red.
Oh, wow, I just drove by there. I didn't even notice that last time I saw it, it was black as well.
Yeah, I was there just like a week ago and took photos, and it was black.
Yeah, they
Because they
painted
also
it last
had a-
night.
Oh,
And the side, the window was the bay window at the front that had been I think.
Yeah, correct. Yep.
Okay. But Patrick had pulled that, I believe the building owner had pulled that permit.
Correct.
Yeah. See, okay.
Deanna, what does Patrick say when you mentioned to him that he needs to keep his tenants informed upon what they do?
He said he does, and he's got a property manager on site, and he does, and I will simply say that his interactions with the owner of Hartford Baking Company seem to be similar to ours. I will leave it at that.
Okay, I get the inference.
Well, he's not here and not part of the meeting, so I don't want to be speaking out of turn, but
Sure,
that's,
not a problem.
so we will continue to follow up and go from there. And I'll report back in May, and if we need to take additional measures, we'll discuss it at that point.
Okay. That's good.
With respect to the expansion committee and the new homes, wanting to join the district. Sorry, Evan, this is an extra one that I'm gonna throw
No
in.
problem. Yeah, I was
Since it's
thinking,
all-
oh, wait, was there?
No, so this is expansion committee. The town council, I believe, voted to approve the expansion committee at the April 4th meeting. I've just got to grab it was on the agenda. I wasn't informed otherwise. So I believe it went through on the April 4th meeting. Garrett is going to follow up with the folks that he's worked with Unionville Historic District. He's going to create a Sharepoint site so they can upload any of the research they've done. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll have to, again, discuss next steps if any of our current members here on the Farmington Historic District have some bandwidth to start doing, helping put the written narrative together for these properties. Staff will take care of the mapping and the additional descriptions that are needed and change to the ordinance that's needed in order to get these to move ahead. So, but that's the current status there. So we are making incremental steps forward. And then the final item I had for you all, I was contacted by Biff Scheckinger. He's on the basically the maintenance committee for the First Church of Christ. And so he contacted me today. The playground that's used for the nursery school here, they have, I guess, repeated issues with the fence from a maintenance standpoint. Wood fence, it's a constant hassle with maintenance, water, etc. So he contacted me, and unfortunately he had a family commitment this evening, so he's not able to jump on the call, but I told him I'd be happy to chat with all of you regarding it. So this is an aerial view. So we're right, Barney Library, Noah Wallace School, Porter Memorial, and then this is the playground area that the preschool uses and the fence that goes around it. I'm going to switch to a street view that I captured. This is in general, this is from 2017 Street View image. I'm assuming, I did not get a chance to run out there. I'm assuming it's very similar to what it looks like today, as some type of picket fence. They would like to change this fence over to a composite or AZEK-like material. I believe the intent is still to maintain similar style and height. Obviously, there are certain requirements they need to meet in order to have appropriate fencing for preschool. The pickets have to be a certain space, it has to be a certain height, etc., from a safety standpoint. So there are metrics that they will need to adhere to. But really, he was calling to see if the commission would even be willing to entertain again, a composite or AZEK type material. And if they are, then he'll come back with an application to discuss, exactly what he would propose at that location. So the first question is just, again, from a material standpoint, because they're just, I think from a shade and a snow and a wear and tear, because it is used and there are in and out, and I'm sure there's probably kicking a ball against it a little bit. So it perhaps gets a little more wear and tear than an average perimeter fence. So I welcome any comments or thoughts.
Mr. Chairman,
Absolutely.
they came before us, I think information wise, maybe 2-3 years ago, and they had asked that same question. And I believe that they wanted to replace it, and that they wanted to put up the plastic fence is what they were looking at, the shiny plastic. And I think we said that wouldn't go. And I know that they're obviously the price is probably at least double between an AZEK type picket fence versus a wood fence. And I think that's the issue. So I think they know that that's what we're looking at. And because I was asked by somebody, what would we accept? They says, well, if you look at the Porter's fence, that's an AZEK type fence, and that's what we want, something that's substantial, will withstand, and many places that don't even allow any kind of fence like that. But I think we're pretty practical. Our requirements are fairly practical in taking into consideration what should be done, and we typically don't use a lesser material. So for us, it's always been wood or something that's more practical, but obviously a lot more expensive.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I think if they're proposing or going to propose true PVC like AZEK, it would be acceptable. Porter's fence on Mountain Road that they just put in is all PVC like AZEK, and you'd be hard pressed telling that's not wood.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
But if it's the molded vinyl, like I believe is what they wanted before,
Right.
that looks like molded vinyl and doesn't look like wood.
And the sun's rays take care of it, and they break in the winter, and on and on and on.
Okay, thank you. Shannon, do you think you have enough context to be able to go back to them with?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
And,
Yeah, if anyone else has any comment, anyone else have anything, or we're good?
Mr. Renahan sent a message out saying that he agrees with the comments on the fence from Jim and Ted.
Okay,
He had to drop, yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Nope, that's fine. Absolutely. I appreciate the feedback. I'm sure Biff does as well. I will follow up with him in the next business day or so.
Great. Thank you all very much.
And thank you. Yep. And that is all I have for a staff report this evening.
Okay. Just moving along here, hopefully you had a chance to take a look at the welcome and solicitation letters. Thank you to Ms. Phelan and Shannon and Sandy for the work on these. If anybody has any feedback, positive, negative on them, feel free to bring it up. Otherwise we can certainly get these into effect as soon as possible. Oh, it looks like there's I had a typo, or there's a typo there. Huh. Any thoughts on these? Did you guys get a chance to take a look at them?
Yeah, I looked at them. I thought they looked good.
Okay.
I looked at them as well, and I thought they were very thorough and complete.
Great.
Good
Okay.
effort.
Mr. Renahan said the same thing, I believe, in his message there. Yeah, I think that this could certainly help. From a process perspective, Shannon and Sandy, I know you guys are already, spread extremely thin. How do we see this working? Do you need help from the commission?
Well, I guess we need to know who, so if once the letters are ready with either the list of who they're going to, or, yeah, once they're ready, then we can take care of getting them printed and out.
I have one question. Going down to on the Smith letter, I remember when I read it, the fourth paragraph, where
Well,
it's
I think they're both addressed to Smith. So one's a
Oh, they are.
solicitation, so one's
the
a solicitation.
solicitation, right? Fourth paragraph, same thing? Okay. Consider, no, the letter before then. They're not, okay, right there. Where it says, the second sentence, we are excited you chose to purchase it because it's less, to make it less of a form letter. We are excited that you purchased because they've owned it for about 4 or 5 years. So maybe a little less form and just, they've owned it for several years already. We're so excited that you've chosen to join since you purchased it some time ago. That's all. It's just more catered to their position.
Which one is this? If we scroll up, is this the
Myth.
this is the welcome. So this is somebody who is new.
Well, they've owned the house for about 4 or 5 years now.
Oh, no, sorry. This was the address and the names are just placeholder. This isn't actually going to them. Sorry.
I'm also getting confused too.
Sorry. So this would be, this particular letter would be sent out to anybody who, we'll take a look at basically real estate transactions. And if somebody is buying a home in the district for a house that's already in the district, we would send this welcome letter or, perhaps a slight variation of it. The solicitation letter is for folks who live in the vicinity of the historic district, but are not a part of the historic district.
Okay.
So sorry, the names and the address are just placeholder.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
So, how would you recommend that we find out the information, at least for the new residents, just by looking at,
The transfer.
yeah, just looking at transfers?
Yep.
Okay. Any other thoughts or comments on these? Oh, Michelle, I think you are.
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't mind, if someone could just kind of, if we could just walk through a couple of the steps, so that we kind of make that a little bit of a routine. I don't mind picking up that, to check the transfers, whether it be monthly or something like that. And then working with Shannon and Sandy, I don't mind doing that. We can figure that out.
Okay, thank you very much.
If that's appropriate, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't mind doing that.
Absolutely, thank you. Really appreciate it. I can certainly help as well. And, I think anything that we do on this front would be helpful. So, even if we end up skipping a month and we, pick it up the following month, I think it would be helpful overall. So, okay, Well, if anyone has any feedback after the meeting, feel free to email it out or, give me a call or give any of us a call and let us know. Cool. Okay. All right, we have the meeting minutes from our last regular meeting on Tuesday, March 15th, 2022 to consider. Would anybody like to comment or make any changes? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, please say aye. Hearing none, and any abstentions? Hearing none. All right, the minutes passed. Thank you very much. And thank you for your time tonight, everybody. The meeting is now adjourned. Have a great rest of your week.